Okay, Fabrizio, we've got so many questions, and we're hoping that you have the answers. I'm going to start. We've been hearing a lot about these Harry Kane, Bayern Munich rumors, maybe potentially picking up some steam. What can you tell us? What's the latest there?
Yeah, Bayern made the first proposal for Harry Kane, and this is important because when you submit an official bid, it means that you have the green light on the player side. Of course, between top clubs, this is how it works. And so Bayern know that Harry Kane would be keen on the move, would be open to joining Bayern this summer. But it's also true that from Tottenham, at the moment, they have no intention to accept. The opening bid was 70 million euros plus add-ons. And again, from Tottenham, it was a no, and the intention on Tottenham's side is to keep the player, to convince the player to sign a new deal. So Tottenham are going to fight to keep Harry Kane at the club. But the intention of Bayern is to try again. So I expect them to bid again in the next days to try to tempt Tottenham with a better proposal. And so Bayern really want Harry Kane. But as always, with Tottenham and with the chairman, Daniel Levy, is never easy.
Fabrizio, their North London rival, Arsenal, are doing something that's not very Arsenal-like and getting a lot of business done early, including the likes of potentially Declan Rice. I'm hearing Manchester City are out of the running for him. What's the latest you've heard?
Yeah, today morning, a few hours ago here in Europe, Manchester City communicated to West Ham that they are not going to bid anymore for Declan Rice. They had a bid rejected for £80 million plus 10 in add-ons, but West Ham said no, they always wanted something around £100 million. And yesterday night, Arsenal sent that kind of bid, £100 million guaranteed fee plus 5 in add-ons. So Arsenal are really close to signing Declan Rice. It's just about the payment terms now, the deal structure, how many years to pay that fee, but everything is really close between Declan Rice and Arsenal. Of course, they have an agreement with the player who is very keen on joining Arsenal, and Mikel Arteta is doing an incredible job on this one because he's calling the player. He's pushing also internally to have Declan Rice as soon as possible. And so I think it's a matter of time now. Could be today, could be tomorrow, but Declan Rice and Arsenal are really close, and it's a matter of final details, and then the deal will be done.
Wow. Ciao, Fab. Good to see you again, my friend. It's been a while. Let's switch over to the U.S. men's national team. Ricardo Pepi to PSV. What are the details of this move, and how much of a role did former U.S. men's national team sporting director and current PSV sporting director Ernie Stewart play in getting Pepi over there?
Yeah, he really wanted to go to PSV, you know. He had many possibilities, some Italian club, also some English club, and also some other Dutch club, because also Feyenoord wanted Ricardo Pepi. But he had a conversation with the new manager, Peter Bosz, at PSV Eindhoven. He had very positive conversations on club side, and he's convinced that Eredivisie, first of all, is the best league for him. And this manager could be the best one to improve his skills and to become a top striker on European level. So this is why Ricardo Pepi decided to go to Feyenoord. The deal is done. It's agreed between clubs, something around 10, 11 million euros, and is also agreed on player side. He only wanted PSV, so I expect the official statement very soon. It's going to be this week, and so Pepi is staying in Eredivisie as he really wanted after having a very good loan spell at Groningen.
Okay, sticking with the American theme, what about Yunus Musah with Valencia, who fought relegation for the majority of last season? Is that player looking to kind of refresh and start somewhere else?
Yeah, it's a possibility. I can tell you that in January, Chelsea wanted Yunus Musah. They were really serious on this one. They wanted to bid for Yunus Musah, but Valencia said, no way, the player is going nowhere. We need him to stay in La Liga and to fight with Yunus Musah as one of the key players. So for Chelsea, it was impossible to proceed. Now is AC Milan, because Milan are in concrete talks with Valencia for Yunus Musah. They know that the player is keen on the move, and Milan are going to submit an official bid, I'm told. Could be today or could be tomorrow, but they are in direct contact with Valencia. They feel that fee around 20 million euros could be enough to sign Yunus Musah, and so keep an eye on Milan, because after Loftus-Cheek, who is joining Milan from Chelsea, it's a done deal, medical tomorrow. I think also Yunus Musah could be the next signing after they sold Sandro Tonali to Newcastle.
I mean, you just mentioned Milan, and it's inevitable to talk about Pulisic, because the links of Pulisic to Milan feel like they're getting stronger every day from Italian press. So might they be uniting in Italy, the two Americans?
Yeah, it's a possibility. It's a possibility because Milan are negotiating with Chelsea. So there is a direct conversation. Of course, they closed the Loftus-Cheek deal, and the relationship between Milan and Chelsea with American ownerships is very good. It's also true that at the moment there is still no agreement on the fee. Chelsea want around 30 million euros for Christian Pulisic. They know that also other clubs are keen on signing him, including Olympique Lyon in Ligue 1. Milan don't want to spend more than 15, 17 million euros. So there is a big gap at the moment between Milan and Chelsea. But the conversation continues. The relationship is good. And so let's see see how this negotiation will continue in the next days. But for sure, Pulisic is on Milan list and could be one of the options for them.
Fab, last question from me. Manchester United and goalkeeper David De Gea seem to be at odds. Where do things stand with his potential contract, and what are some potential other destinations if this deal falls through?
So this is a very strange story, honestly. One of the strangest, I think, in this summer transfer window, because it was almost done. The contract extension of David De Gea with Manchester United was almost completed. End of March, beginning of April, everything agreed. Also, Erik ten Hag was going public and say, we will keep David De Gea. We want David De Gea to be our goalkeeper next season. So everything was almost done. Then what happened? Man United decided to change terms of the contract they originally offered to David De Gea. And this is why, at the moment, they still don't have any green light to proceed with David De Gea to stay at the club. So it's still on, but it's still complicated because Manchester United have to make a final decision, I think, this week over this David De Gea situation. About the player, keep an eye on Saudi again, because Saudi clubs are buying many important players. They are in negotiations with many European top stars, and David De Gea is one of them. So they are approaching the representatives of David De Gea. This could be a possibility to make a bid, but De Gea priority has always been Man United, so he's still hoping to stay at United. Let's see what the club will decide, because it's on the club. The player is keen on staying in Man United.
One, I just want to say, close your window, because I think that fly is trying to steal transfer secrets from you. They're trying to scoop you, Fab. I don't want that to happen. Two, James Maddison, not the biggest name going to Tottenham. Tell me a little bit about that transfer, why they did it, and do you think that's enough for Harry Kane to potentially want to stay? Because I don't think so.
I'm not sure it's going to be enough, but I'm sure that they want to do more, because James Maddison is a done deal. Today in the morning, they reached an agreement with Leicester. It's £40 million for James Maddison. He will have a medical later today, and then the deal will be official. But this is an important one for Tottenham, because they were in a big fight with Newcastle to sign Maddison, and now they won this race, so Maddison is joining very soon. They will not stop, because they also want other players, including a new centre-back, and Mickey van de Ven from Wolfsburg is a concrete option, alongside Edmond Tapsoba, who is playing for Bayer Leverkusen. So they want to sign an important centre-back. They have a new goalkeeper in Guglielmo Vicario, who did fantastic in Serie A last season with Empoli, and now he's joining Tottenham. So they will continue, they will keep going. They want also something else in the attacking positions. I'm sure that Tottenham will be very active this summer, and still hoping to keep Harry Kane at the club.
Any chance Cameron Carter-Vickers reunites with both Tottenham and his former manager from Celtic?
He's big fan. He's big fan of course, Ange Postecoglou is big fan of the player, but at the moment, I'm told that the priorities are different. I think also he doesn't want to kind of disturb Celtic, as he has great relationship with the club, with the fans, and so I'm sure they're looking at different players also due to that reason.
Fabrizio, great stuff. Thank you, as always, for your time. We're going to send a fly swatter over to Madrid for you. Take care of business over there.